Tell me about my Kickstarter. Sure. One sec. That's a decent experience. Let me see if this lightning bolt will come back and bite me in the ass. It doesn't. Okay. So it's going to be like a 20-ish page short little magazine, like the size of a comic book, basically. I'm going to be printing it in black and white. You know, provided we get funded, which I think we will. It's called Dozen Wonders because it's going to have 12 like mini fantasy settings inside it, like a page long, 300 to 500 words. World building each of those settings. There's going to be a few illustrations that I'm doing by hand. I'm not a bad artist, but it's not easy for me to make art, so that's unfortunately there's just not going to be as many illustrations as I would like. It takes me a long time to create art, and I don't get as inspired as I wish I could. Do I have a wand of magic missile or something? Any charges? Oh, I could use the staff of the Archmagi. I'm not going to. I have acid. Alright, we'll use acid. And I mean, that's pretty much it, Ash. I don't know why I just called you Ash. I've never called you Ash in my life. That's pretty much it, Chuck. It's a proof of concept. It's also just me kind of researching how Kickstarter works and... Well, no, like his middle name is Charles, so I call him Chuck. We call him Chuck. He's an old friend. All right. Well, let's. Man, I have so many other skills I would rather be leveling than climbing. But I guess that's what we're gonna start doing. Tactics and courage would be great. But let's do climbing. Alright, I got it at 60. I'm gonna put 1 point to courage. I'm all out of acid, I guess. I don't wanna switch to fireballs because I'll only hit 2 of these guys at a time. Like I've been working on really big projects for a long time, and I want to take them to Kickstarter eventually. So I wanted to hit Kickstarter with something small and just see how things go. I seem to be doing pretty good. If we don't get funded, I'll be surprised at this rate, but yeah, pretty much this is a proof of concept. If like we get incredibly funded on this, I will think about making it an ongoing quarterly magazine where I try to pump, one of these out every 3 months, because it's not, it's 12 pages. It's not too much to ask. "12 pages every 3 months and maybe get some illustrations going. If we get really, really funded, it's also not out of the realm of possibility for me to secure a more professional artist who can produce color artwork and produce artwork on a much more regular basis than I can, Alright, I really don't want to be messing with all these corruptors. Especially with how few magic spells I have at this point, like offensive spells. This is kind of starting to be a pain in the ass. At least I have 5 blessed scrolls of corruption removal, so maybe it's not that bad. This will hit me, won't it? Maybe not. Oops. That was pretty good. Oh boy. Ooh. A lich. Don't attack my mind. It's not gonna get you anywhere, son. Boom. Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting anyway. Oh, looks like that was all the corruptors. Good. We found the downstairs. So eventually, what I would hope to hit Kickstarter with by the end of this year is a comic book that I have going. And that comic book kind of segues into this huge like science fantasy universe that I'm writing. Oh shit. Don't take my sword of non-ac, you asshole. Double what I was yesterday on the funding? Yeah, I know. I think it's pretty likely it gets funded. Uh-oh. I don't know if I need the scroll or the sword of non-ac back, but I will put on the elemental gauntlets. A spell book. Thank God. Damn, the corruption is starting to get a little rough. Stop damaging me, you shit. Calm monster. Well, I don't have that one yet. And it could help with cats. Ooh, frost giant? No, thank you. Let's go ahead and do this. Goodbye. Yeah, the comic book, if I can get that out by the end of the year, that'd be awesome. The comic book's something I've been working on for years. Excuse me. Excuse my voice crack. I've been wanting to do this kind of more human take on superheroes for a while. Like, my superheroes are gonna have personal problems and anxiety and, like, you know, joint pain and shit. So the comic books are, oh shit. The comic books are superhero things, but they're going to tie into this bigger universe. that I'm calling the way between. And that's going to be something very interesting, if you ask me. Stop breaking my stuff, man. You're breaking my stuff. I don't like you breaking my stuff. Ha. Man, this guy is a tough boy. Ow. Oh, God. Okay, that's fine. I guess I'm gonna have to burning hands this guy. Why is he immune to fire? Oh, right. These are the guys you need magic missile for. I'm gonna have to go back and get my fucking magic missile books, aren't I? I've been trying to avoid using magic missile. There we go. Die, please. Thank you. Holy Toledo. I wish eating rare corpses like that was like actually good. I would totally eat that karmic dragon, but it will doom me. The bounce suicide fear? Oh, I know. It is. It's real. I do it every time. I do it every goddamn time. Oh, you missed what I said about the comic book. The comic book is like... It's like traditional superhero stuff. Ow. But with like more soul, I suppose you could say. My superheroes are gonna have like issues that normal people have, like anxiety and joint pain and shit. Oh, karmic corpses improve your luck? I thought they doomed you. Well, that is actually cool. Oh God. Okay, she's not hostile. Get out of the way, Granny. Granny, please. The comic book is also going to lead into this really sprawling sort of like cosmic science fantasy adventure. So the comic books... Oh no, not my great strength. The comic books, what's the word I'm looking for here? They... Ow, damn it, I should have first aided that. They take place on Earth, and the way they get into this big, like, cosmic thing, is a very, like, self-contained story in the storyline of the comic book, but essentially, like, sorry, I'm trying to talk about my story while also playing this game is a little a little difficult. Where's my brain? The comic books let me go at this from a different angle. The cosmic side of my whole like overarching plot deals with like broken worlds. Think about them. Think about like the universe is being digested by like the abyss. How about like you can look at things like you can look at it in those terms, or like consider like erosion, like how a cliffside gets eroded and destroyed over time by rain, right? So the universe is breaking down. So the cosmic stuff deals with sort of the eventual slow breakdown of worlds, and that's how things go from being this like Earth-based superhero story to this wild cosmic science fantasy romp where there's not going to be just superheroes. Like there's going to be more traditional fantasy heroes, swords and sorcery stuff. There's going to be sci-fi guys. Like there's this whole like Star Trek-ish Federation out there, or there was, and there's going to be like just one spaceship basically like wandering because they've lost contact with all the rest of their Federation, and they don't know what's going on. And the idea behind that was the idea behind the way between, which is my big thing that I'm working towards, is at first it was a way for me to like gather up all of my abandoned or half-formed ideas and bake them into this, so like if the worlds are broken or falling apart, I have all these partial story seeds and like just worlds that I've never fully fleshed out. That's the perfect way for me to use those. Is you have worlds that have completely fallen to the abyss, the void of space, if that's what you want to call it. But you have worlds where there are just pieces left, and they're just like floating through the void. And I can use like almost all of my stuff that I've written and just never did anything with. I can use. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's genius, but it's I think it's a cool idea. So that's what I'm working towards. I'm working on a novel that's more like a straightforward introduction to the way between, and it starts with like a very Dark Souls inspired main character who her world was consumed by darkness, and she's just lost in space basically, and she goes on this journey. She's basically on a journey to find her husband, who she had left right before her world was destroyed. She left because he was like too controlling. He like wouldn't let her leave the house because he was, there's zombies and monsters everywhere, and he's just trying to keep her safe, but it was no way to live, right? So she left, and then the world got consumed by darkness, and now she's lost in space, and she still loves him, and as far as she can tell, he could be gone forever. So she's trying to find him, and that's her motivation to kind of explore the cosmos and do some things. And I won't give any more away about how things go from there, but that's my way of introducing people to the concept, and then I'll have a ton of other stories to tell within the universe. That's the novel. The comic books are going to be another thing. Obviously, that woman is not from Earth. She's from a fantasy zombie land. So the comic books are going to be how Earth intersects with the way between. And I'm not going to give any more of that away either, but that's going to be something very cool, I think. Man, overburdened. This vault is not doing me any favors. What can I drop? Oh, I can put on the broad bracers. I have Strength of Atlas too. A graphic novel or just a regular book? So the novel is going to be a regular book. The comic books are going to be regular size comic book format, at least until I get more out that can fill a graphic novel. I have about, let's see, I have about 500 pages of comic book planned out, not like ready to write, but so the comic books can definitely be organized into a graphic novel eventually. That's years down the line, but that's what I'm working towards. Honestly, like, I'm prepared and committed to have The Way Between be like the rest of my life's work, you know? Like, there's a ton of story to tell. I've already got where's the rest of this? Where's the rest of this vault? Was this not a vault? Okay, there. I was like, ow. I don't know what I was. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I already have the story planned out for like what is effectively the sequel to my novel, and I don't want to give that away either. But that's definitely not planned to be. I want to, so this is where things get a little pie in the sky. But I want The Way Between to become this large cross-media project. So the sequel, if you even want to call it that, to the novel, I planned for it not to be a novel. And it's definitely not a direct sequel, and I'm not necessarily even going to market what eventually will be the sequel, so I'm already kind of giving you spoilers here. But I'm not even really going to market it as the sequel. I'll maybe market it as like the follow-up to or something, I'm not sure, but it's not a direct sequel. Like, the events happen after, and definitely the story ties back into what happens in the book that I'm writing, but it's going to tell a different story, a Netflix special. Hey, anything can happen. And it's going to tell it in a different format, is all I'm going to say. It will definitely have more of a visual format to it. That's it. Is that the whole vault? No. Okay, good. I was gonna say. Troll Chief, no idea how just thinking about writing a book makes me anxious. So this storyline made me outline for the first time in my life, and it's really worked. I know where the story's going, and this is the first time I've known, okay, here's where the story begins, here's where it ends, and I know like what important beats I want to hit in between. So my main character has an arc. I know where she starts. I know where she's going to end up emotionally as well as physically. I don't know. It just all clicked. Oh, come on. Hey, there's a ring of fire. Thank you guys for tuning in. I didn't mean to spend so much time like running an ad for my creative stuff that I'm working on. No thanks. You can just hang out in there, Vortex. But I'm not gonna not. I mean, if someone asks me about my Kickstarter, yeah, I'm running a Kickstarter. I've got it in my about here on Twitch. I've been talking a lot about it on Twitter. If you want to check it out, I'd really appreciate it. If you want to support it, I'd appreciate it even more so. Do I have anything good? No, I don't. Gonna go read. Have fun, man. Thanks for tuning in and giving me an opportunity to talk so much about what I'm doing and my Kickstarter. I appreciate you backing it. Magic Missile's calling. Yeah, I know. And just thanks again. Have a good day.